So we got Sheriff Marcos Lopez. He had a scandal, right? Not just any scandal, but look, the man sworn to uphold the law as a sheriff got caught allegedly running a $21 million illegal gambling ring, slot machines, underground lotteries, obstruction of justice, all under the badge. That's not a scandal. That's institutional rot. Homeland Security led the takedown, and they said they got the receipts, which is the wire transfers, the text, the encrypted messages, and even photos. So with no further ado, family, check out the video.
Our next one takes us to the southeast, the Sunshine State of Florida, Osceola County in particular. Take a look at this video. All right, this is what we're seeing right now. Marcos Lopez, the suspended sheriff of Osceola County, he made his first court appearance via Zoom from jail this morning on felony racketeering charges. You're watching this video right now. Lopez was taken into custody yesterday in his uniform. Look at that. So now for more on what he's charged with, we're going to bring into the conversation our friend and colleague there at Fox 35 Orlando, reporter Marie Edinger. She joins me. Marie, so good of you to be with us here. I would say this was quite shocking. We've covered a lot of arrests in a lot of places, but not many for law enforcement in particular. What's going on?
Sure. So the sheriff, as you mentioned, has charges for racketeering, also conspiracy to commit racketeering. Those are both first-degree felonies. Each could come with up to 30 years in prison. The Department of Homeland Security actually led this investigation. It's the Attorney General for the state of Florida who is leading the charges, though. The investigation stems around an illegal gambling house that the sheriff is accused of essentially running. So he is accused of having a number of slot machines there, of running a lottery out of it. This is all taking place in Kissimmee, which is in his district. But the investigators say that it also spanned into Lake County. That's where he is in jail right now. The investigators also say that he used his position as sheriff in order to further the gambling station's profits and to obstruct an investigation. There's actually some mention made by prosecutors today about him showing up at or during an investigation while deputies were there at the gambling house and interfering. So those are allegations they're making as well. Today, he pleaded not guilty. That just came down maybe 20 minutes ago through the court system. He was given a $1 million bail, $500,000 for each of those. I talked with a criminal defense attorney who told me today that in order to post that bail, he'd have to give a bail bondsman $100,000, and he'd have to cover $900,000 in collateral to cover the $1 million total for the bond. The judge said today that in order to post bail or to post bond, that he would have to prove to the court that none of the money that he is posting came from anything having to do with illicit activity. So he has to have a court date first in order to prove that, or to prove that to the state. So he could be here for quite a while.
Now think of that. Before we continue the video, right? This is the man. His bond is $1 million, but only if he could prove the money is clean. Imagine the irony of that. When your whole empire is built on dirty money, how do you pay for your freedom? Because this is bigger than just one sheriff going rogue, right? It's about power unchecked, about how authority can get addicted, not just to money, but to feel invincible, right? Because this is a sheriff, right, who the people trust to patrol their community, you know, to keep things in order. So how many times have we seen this, though? People don't get caught because they're stupid. They get caught because they don't know when to stop. There's no exit strategy, no accountability. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. While he was doing dirt, the people in his county were calling 911 expecting help. So if that's not betrayal within itself, then what do you call it? Because that's collapse from the inside. And a new sheriff has been appointed, but I'll let them expand on it. Let's check it out.
Who, up until yesterday, served as the sheriff of Osceola County, today appeared before a judge wearing jailhouse orange.
How do I start the bond process?
The judge set Sheriff Marcos Lopez's bond at $1 million. A criminal defense attorney told me today he was shocked by that.
Why do you feel it's excessive? is not meant to punish someone. The amount of a bond is to make sure that someone does not, it's not a flight risk.
Prosecutors argued the nature and circumstances of the case justify the bond, and the judge agreed. The state claims they have texts, WhatsApp messages, wire transfers, and more, proving the sheriff earned $600,000 to $700,000 in this alleged criminal enterprise. And they say they have photos that don't just show he was at the gambling house, but that he used his position as the sheriff to obstruct a criminal investigation there.
An extreme breach of public trust. The circumstances surrounding his misuse of office as the sheriff of Osceola County are very serious.
2 of the 4 co-defendants also had their first appearances today. Carol Cote was up first.
I have 3 young, small children.
She was given a $100,000 bond.
Hold up. Don't try to run into the Victim Olympics now, because the simple fact was, you wasn't thinking about them 3 children when you was doing this illegal activity. See, all money is not good money, family. And at the end of the day, where's the end game in this, right? Because usually individuals, they haven't done this before. They have, it's not like it's their first time doing it. They just wanted more and more and more, and they kept feeding the beast. And this is just greed, right? And it's illegal within itself. But the simple fact is, when individuals like this do these kind of acts, like even a gambler, right? Let's get it for example, because I like to break it down from a common sense perspective and bring it all in together and then have a conversation. Because we just having a conversation, I'm just letting all my thoughts, opinions, and I'm always open to the possibility of being wrong, right? But the point I'm making is, the simple fact is, they feed the beast and they feel like, you know what? I got $100, I could get 2. I got a $200, I could get 3. Just like, for example, right, you work in corporate America, so you have a business on your side. For example, you may be a content creator, whatever the case may be. Eventually, you want to reach that goal where you surpass not only being able to survive and just being able to afford the cost of living in your business on the side of you working your corporate job, but eventually you want your business to thrive. So then eventually you surpass surviving, but actually thriving to the point where you're exponentially making so much money that it phenomenally suits you well, to the point where the end game is that you can leave your job because your business is doing good. And at the end of the day, you have a substantial amount, let alone sustainable amount of money that then could carry you to be able to leave that corporate job, right? That's the end game, because now you're working for yourself. You let money work for you. It's called minding your business. So you're minding your own business, focusing on your business. And at the end of the day, you invest. Hopefully you invest back into the business and also move the money right, and also create passive income assets and stuff like that, letting money work for you. Because we all know that at the end of the day, when it comes to becoming wealthy, you cannot work your way to wealth. You will die. But the point I'm saying in this case is, when you can tell they never had an end game, but now it comes to the simple fact that you got caught and now you want to say, I got 3 kids. Now, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You know better, do better. And when you know better, you should do better. And at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, people already know what they should be doing, what they should not be doing. But sometimes they just it's not even sometimes, they just get so caught up into feeding this vice that, oh, we can't stop now. And it feels so good in the moment, but not looking at the long-term consequences. So if anything, she's being ignorant, not only on behalf of herself, but her kids, which is bigger than herself. But let's continue.
Already posted that and been released. Next up,
Sharon Denise Fedrick.
Sharon Fedrick's criminal history is messy. She has tons of charges and a few convictions for things like identity theft, grand theft, organized fraud, and that's not all.
8 felony grand thefts in Lee County from 1993. She also has federal history.
She did 2 years in federal prison for lying to the IRS back in 2005. She's been in and out of jail in Orange County since 2016. She was just arrested again 2 months ago for 3 active warrants out of Orange County. You want to guess where deputies caught her? The Eclipse, the gambling house at the center of this investigation.
Miss Fedrick remains in custody in Lake County. Well, that makes it difficult for her to appear in Orange County. So there's a fair logistical problem there.
The judge didn't buy that argument. Fedrick got a $300,000 bail. The judge said today that if Sheriff Lopez...
It bears the question for me, family, is how much would it cost your freedom, to the simple fact of not being free, where you compromise Like, how much does something cost for the simple fact that you cost your own freedom? Like, is that deep? Like, if anything, you're doing something illegal, which is costing your freedom. And at the end of the day, what is the benefit of all this? Nothing. You lose your freedom. She already has a pattern of tax fraud. And she has a pattern. This woman right here has a pattern of continuously going to court and obviously and getting locked up and getting arrested. Not only for tax fraud, gambling issues, and let alone you name it. Right? So obviously we can see that she don't care. And to be honest, as much as you give her a slap on the wrist, she just keep feeding the same habit over and over and over again. So we're gonna leave it there.